Open up that register. You trouble?
No, I'm married. I have a daughter. Are you okay? Let me see.
Stop! Leave me alone!
I'm a doctor, okay?
I play a guy named Daniel Calder, who is a public history teacher here in Chicago. And in the very opening scenes of our show, we established that I'm married to an African-American doctor who's quite talented, and together we have a 17-year-old adopted African-American daughter. And in the opening scene, through a series of circumstances, he's killed by a Chicago police officer. And that's the very first sequence. And then the show is really about what happens 6 months later, on the day the officer is cleared of all charges, and how this act of gun violence is going to have a ripple effect, not just on all the characters that are involved, but on the city itself. I know it doesn't seem fair. Just have to get through today.
What if that cop gets off?
No, we're not going to go there until we have to. And so the story is told in 3 different perspectives. It's told from the perspective of my daughter and me, surviving this tragedy and trying to move on. It's told from the perspective of the officer who shoots my husband. And it's told from the perspective of my daughter's birth mother, who gave her up as a teenager and who is now running for city alderman in the 6th Ward and feels it would be really detrimental to her chances of victory if it comes out that she gave up a daughter as a teenager. So those 3 storylines intersect through the metaphor of the Red Line, which is the one train that connects this whole city.
The writers here, Erica and Caitlin, I mean, they each episode, the whole team, they've really captured the truth and the reality, and they're good at showing the different sides, everyone's perspective.
And I think that's the best way to tell a story with opposing sides, to say, well, these are all people. Nobody's a monster, nobody's a ghoul, nobody's a stereotype, nobody's evil. You know, nobody has it in for anyone. Everyone's just trying to get by.
And if you come in and you're watching it, if you empathize with any one, you kind of have to empathize with all, and that's the hope. Is that this becomes something that bridges people together as opposed to increases the divide.
You can't possibly understand what I'm going through.
Do you think that I don't wake up every morning wishing it had been me?
It would never have happened to you.
I've never had a role that felt so important. When you're on a show that has relevant, extremely relevant subject matter, you take it seriously and you get connected to the character fast.
I want to meet my mom. At some point, this is gonna happen to me. I need someone who knows how it feels, what it's like. I need her.
I feel like you really feel a sense of responsibility about this entire series, your role, your character. I mean, you are really, I feel like your heart and soul is in it.
My heart and soul is absolutely in it. I think storytelling has a duty and a responsibility to people to, you know, we love to laugh and everything and joke, but I think sometimes you have to be honest about other things, about very real things that people are going through, and that more often, the things that people are afraid to talk about.
This is such a wonderful set. I mean, I feel probably the most supported and just, you know, really nurtured and loved in that way. You know, they want you to win, and everyone is equally invested in telling this story. It's an important story to be told, and everyone feels that.
What I think's been really nice to see, at least from my perspective, is this commitment to diversity and inclusion, and not just in a way that's like, ooh, we cast this person. Pakistani writer, Indian writer assistant, Indian showrunner, Indian director, and Indian actor. When you grow up and you can't, like I'm appropriating this phrase, but you can't be what you can't see, and you don't ever believe that that's, you know, you can do that. I think that everyone on this show has made a commitment to hire and promote people from communities that have been marginalized.
She's got a game face on. You both do. Think anyone's buying it?
I'm her mom. I just want to do the right thing.
You did that and you gave her up.
Working on a project that is such a sensitive subject matter to so many people, and understanding the responsibility inherent in trying to tell this story. This has been an eye-opening experience for me, for many, many reasons.
It won't always be like this, I promise.